Welcome to EJH Bridge Cars. Well, the day has come to install the bonnet on the TR2. That bonnet has not been on that car for probably 40 years now. And when I got it, it was a big mess. As we know, if you watched the videos before, it looks a lot better. So I'm getting really kind of close to having this thing done. So that's a good thing. So let's go take a look. I got started a little bit. I'll show you that, and then we'll see about putting the bonnet on in place. So I've just loosely fitted the hinges. And I have to tell you, this one's not a problem. But that one over there on a left-hand drive car, should really put it in place before you put the glove box in. So you can see the glove box is directly underneath that. There is just enough room from underneath in this area here to get up and get your fingers in. You're going to have to balance the nut on the end of one finger and turn it with the other one, which even for me with as many years of doing odd stuff was difficult. The other thing we're going to need to do is install these buffers, and they actually replace this screw right in this position on both sides. So after you've got them set to the proper height, you then would tighten that nut, and that'll tighten the, because it's threaded into the fender underneath, and that'll tighten that up. And you also need to tighten this upper nut, the top of that. So let's get started on that. I'm not worried about taking this one bolt out because all the rest of the hardware is going to hold it in place. There we go. So the only thing you have to worry about is it's a very hot day today. That bolt is quite warm from being in the sun. So I actually have two types of rubber things. This one's from the Roadster factory from a very long time ago. So this tighten, it's got a slotted screw in it. It's going to tighten that against that lower nut, and that'll, which will clamp itself. And then in, I suppose it's probably going to touch. There's a front brace, and that's probably where this is going to touch. Which is why this can be so low in the body. So we've got our rubber buffers just roughed in. They're certainly not set to height. We'll have to wait till we get the bonnet in to see about that. And I put some rags down to protect the car when I bring it out, and I pinned the hinges back. Some really fancy custom holders, because it doesn't take much just to hold them up. But I'm going to want to put the hood onto these rags, and I'll probably try to use the prop arm to hold it up, and then I should be able to come back here and get these things at least started, and that should stabilize everything. And there's not any real wind right now, so that's a good thing. I'll start by just trying to lay it flat on here. Ah, looks about right. That's about the right spot. That definitely would have been easier with two people, no doubt. It would be good if we remembered the gaskets for this. Start with just getting a nut started. A couple of turns. So the hardware kit didn't come with a flat washer, but the holes in the hood are ovalized for some adjustment. So it seemed like a good idea to go ahead and add some, because those starred lock washers don't grab on very much. I'm hoping use the prop rod as designed. Now you can see that one is just a nut by itself. That's, having to reach underneath wasn't really going to get the whole stack in there. And that's all right. It served its purpose. I'll just go ahead and add the washers now. Try not to drop the bolt inside the body. There's the bonnet, and the hood is all the way down on the slots, and I just snugged those 4 bolts so I wouldn't slide around. So I want to be able to close it slowly and see where it's going to touch on that rear edge, because I don't want to muck up the paint job. And it definitely is too far back right now, that's for sure. So I'll loosen those up a little bit and lift that. Yeah, that's probably a good 3/8 of an inch of adjustment there. There's a little bit of adjustment in that end of the hinge too, and those aren't really very tight. I can probably move them if I need to. Tighten these back bolts up just a little bit too. See how that did. Now, it's probably just a little wide. Here's the gap at the back, and it's not pushed down all the way. That's why that leads away. This side, it seems to be pushed that way just a little bit, but the gap here is not that bad. It's a little tight. One thing we will have to do, this corner needs to be sucked in. There's more just crash damage. You can't really see it until you fit it all together. Unfortunately, it's just a push. It's not anything very fancy. So let me play with that for a little bit. And there it is. So it took quite a while to fit the Zeus fasteners. They come with an aluminum collar that you have to put through and then peen the inside over. So if you imagine this is the outside edge of the washer, it's on either side of the hood. So you have to use 2 ball peen hammers to get that. Yeah, it's some kind of weird aluminum washer. I think it was supposed to hold them in, but I just put a snap ring in, an internal snap ring. And it took me a while to get the pieces that go on the bodies lined up. And it took a little bit of adjustment on how the bonnet's fitting. It was a little tight here, so I got a little more space out of it. And overall, it doesn't look too bad. It needs a good bath, that's for sure. But it's not bad. I hope you enjoyed all that. It's getting kind of late. You can see the sun's starting to go down. It's kind of nice. It cooled off quite a bit, so I started a bit late because it was really hot in the middle of the day. Right around 90. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, join, and comment, and we'll see you next time.